Welcome to One on One, a Daily Item digital program featuring Susquehanna Valley newsmakers interviewed by Daily Item reporters. Today's guest is Drew Balestrini, interviewed by Francis Scarcella.
Welcome to One on One. I'm Francis Scarcella, and this week I'm being joined by Shikellamy senior Drew Balestrini. It's a special one because we're not sure we ever really did one with a student yet. So thanks for being here. First, let me say that we are clear across the table and socially distanced during this COVID-19 situation. And basically, that's what we're going to start off with. You entered as a junior when this all started, so obviously you didn't. I'm sure you went to the prom, but you didn't have all the senior stuff going on. So now, with that being said, you are entering it now, and what are your thoughts on how it started and to where we are right now?
Yeah, I mean it's just been different, you know. It's it's not real normal for what we're used to, but I'm proud of our guys, stuff like that. They're doing what we can to get back to normal. School board's doing great. Everybody following the rules, trying to just get back to normal.
What's your thoughts as far as when you speak to other classmates on, especially, you're going to be graduating, so the prom and graduation. I mean, last year I'm sure you followed it, but never thought it would go into another year. So are you starting to get nervous about that?
A little bit, but I think we got a good plan that if we follow it and stuff works out right, I think we'll be back on track. I hope so anyway, at least a little bit of what we could do back to normal. So.
And as the class president, are you getting a lot of concerns from students about it? Are people starting to get a little nervous?
A little bit, yeah, but like I said, if we just trust what we're doing, I think we'll be okay and we can have everything that we're supposed to.
Have you seen that in school so far as people following and with masks and the shields and the whole nine yards?
Yeah, I mean they've all been doing great. Everyone always got their mask. The shields, I mean that's kind of different from everyone else, but they're doing great, keeping them, making sure we're using them right.
Have they been? I mean, as far as you saw, have they been?
For the most part, yeah.
Are students nervous? Are they scared? I mean, as far as when you talk to them and see, are people afraid of COVID-19?
Some people we don't think it's that big of a deal, but then there is some that are, obviously. Well, no one wants it, obviously, but yeah, some are more scared than others. But I mean, that's.
Well, how about as far as you are a all-star athlete, quarterback for Shikellamy, and going into the wrestling season, and with that, you had the whole summer to go through with wearing masks and dealing with COVID, and I don't think anybody from Shikellamy on the team got sick or had that. So obviously that was a good thing. But were your teammates nervous?
We were more nervous about being prepared because it was kind of we had a new coaching staff coming in, and then with all the summer regulations and stuff, it was kind of put us more behind because we couldn't do all the stuff we normally could. But yeah, we weren't, for the most part, worried about that because, I mean, we were all together, so if one of us got it, we'd all get it, but...
Were you nervous at all during practices when it was, obviously it's pretty close contact sport, so were you nervous during that, or even visiting another stadium or another team?
Not really, to be honest with you, but we followed the rules with the mask, stuff like that, so we were, confident we'd be safe.
And how about as far as being... with fans in the beginning, as far as you playing with no fans, is that something that felt different?
Oh, absolutely. It was a big change in what we're used to. I mean, kids could hear us in the huddle across the, stuff like that, and that was different. But we got used to it, we adapted, and by the end there was a little bit of fans. So.
And towards the end, yeah. But in the beginning, did it feel more like a scrimmage or like a practice when you were in the stadium?
Yeah, it was. It was different for sure. At the end of the day, at least we could play. We didn't get the season stripped from us. So,
were you nervous about that?
Yeah, we all were. We thought going through all summer, and then it was just right before the season would start, we were gonna get shut down. So I'm just grateful that that didn't happen, and we were allowed to play almost the whole season.
Were the coaches and everything, I mean, obviously with Shikellamy being one of the fortunate teams to not have any issues, were they pretty strict on if you weren't in there, you were wearing the mask, you were staying away?
Yeah, absolutely. They did a great job with everything. I mean, I felt bad for them because, I mean, that's more, not only do you got to worry about being the coach, you got to worry about stuff like that too, you know. So they did good.
All right, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the rest of the school year coming up. Your obviously academic career, where you're going from here, and you're a big time wrestler. So now you're going into a situation that you're not sure of. So
Yes,
we'll be
sir.
right back. Okay, welcome back to One on One with Drew Balestrini. We talked about football. We talked about the COVID situation. We talked about the prom. You're not telling me everything about the prom, though. You got to be a little nervous that it's not going to happen. I mean, this is your senior year. So 20 years from now, you're going to have to look back and say, either did a socially distanced one or even graduation. Are you hopeful that you're with your classmates at graduation?
I mean, absolutely. We are hoping that everything does get back to the way it should be, but like you said, yeah, we are a little nervous, but again, I'm confident if we do everything we can that we're supposed to, we'll be on pace for at least to have one. It might not be necessarily a normal one, but at least have something.
As far as the student body itself, is this just like a weird time for everybody? Like, I mean, I'm sure 2 years ago you were used to being with your friends all the time and being in school at lunches and everything all the time. Now it's kind of like not so much. Is that kind of different for you?
Yeah, absolutely, it's different. I mean, honestly, we're starting to adapt to it, and that's kind of becoming the new normal, if that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, different, but we're getting through it.
What have you heard as far as coming into the wrestling season? Are you concerned about that? That's inside. I don't know about the fans. That's really close contact.
Yeah, I know a couple of the big tournaments we were supposed to go to, they got canceled already, but I mean, other than that, everything should be on. So, yes, I'm just hoping for, again, what we can get. I'm hoping for.
And how about for you personally in sports? Have you especially being involved in so much and constantly in on every play? Were you extra cautious this year going in?
A little bit, I guess, yeah. But at the same time, I guess when you're out there, you got your mindset on what you're trying to do. You're not necessarily worried about the other things, but I guess a little bit, yeah.
Are you going to miss Shikellamy? Are you going to miss the football team and your entire high school career?
Absolutely. I mean, I was born and raised here, so I'll always be a Schick boy, you know.
Would you have liked to seen it go differently for your senior year as far as having stadiums packed? And
I mean, absolutely, I would have, but I mean, this is what the situation we were put in, so we just put our heads down and plug away, you know.
And as far as academically, tell me, what's your plans now? Where are you planning on going from here?
So I'm going to Bloomsburg to play baseball, Bloomsburg University, and then study either education or business. I'm not necessarily sure what I want to do quite yet, but.
And as you see last year's seniors who went to college, they haven't had a normal freshman year. Are you preparing for that as well?
Yeah, I am. I'm hoping, like I said earlier, that it does kind of normal out a little bit, but at this point, that's what you got to do because, I mean, it's kind of staying the same. It's not really getting better at this point, but.
How about as far as the online courses that you are taking and all of the virtual classes? How has that been going for you, and have you heard any concerns from other students as far as logging in and just the learning experience itself?
It's definitely different. I mean, it doesn't really affect me because, I mean, you just got to get on and do your stuff, you know, just like you're at school, whatever. But some people struggle with it, but for the most part, we're doing all right.
And as far as that, is it one of those things where every day you just wake up and wait to hear what changed or what's different or if school's in or if school's not in?
Yeah, pretty much. you just kind of get on. We got a good setup, so I mean, it's real easy to see the work you got, stuff like that. You just log in, check everything out, and then do what you got to do, you know.
And if you had any advice for now the juniors that will become seniors, now they're probably starting to get concerned about going into even next year. What would be your advice to that class?
I would just say don't take anything for granted, because like we've learned, stuff can just get kind of messed up for you real quick. So just enjoy everything, because it goes quick anyway. So,
well, we appreciate it. Thanks for coming on. Best of luck to you. And we'll be back in touch with you again towards the end of the year, see how things are going. So
yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks for watching One on One. Be sure to check back for another edition.